Hey friends, Kylie here. I finally made some time to make this video. It's a little overdue, but I really wanted to do it. I wanted to give you guys a tour of my Inktober book. If you aren't familiar with Inktober, it's a really awesome art challenge that happens every year. Hundreds of artists and illustrators across the world do it. You draw or paint a drawing in ink every day of October, or as much as you can in October, and it's really encouraging to do it with so many other people around the world. And I would encourage any of you to start doing Inktober, and it's a great way to get into drawing if you aren't a consistent drawer or painter. This book was made by me. I hand print these and hand bind them, and they're available in my Etsy store if you're interested in getting one. I also have a 2015 edition if you're also interested in that. So yeah, I'm just gonna go into this and tell you guys a little bit about each drawing. So here's my cover, and this is a little cutout of one of the drawings that you'll see in there. On the inside, I do a little introduction of what Inktober is, since a lot of people don't know. Alright, so for my first drawing, I was just feeling very inspired by Sigur Rós, one of my favorite bands. So I decided to draw the lead singer, Jonsi. I got to see them live in Portland in September, and it was an awesome experience. This was kind of just a doodle. I just wanted to play with designs and things. Two of my favorite things, fishes and birds. Here's a ink drawing of my two fish with my friend's fish. This is Jasper, Inget, and Sushi. Alright, this drawing I did right after I watched the music video for Raido, the new Wardruna song. They call themselves Viking folk metal, which really fits, but it's really beautiful music. And yeah, I love black horses, and I love bearded guys, so what better reason to draw a picture of both of those things. This is a kind of self-portrait thingy of me and my friend. On this day that I drew this, the day before this actually, we went to a costume party at my friend's house, and I dressed as a caribou and my friend dressed as a coyote. It was an animal theme costume party just for fun. We were super happy with what we came up with, even though we were just literally grabbing stuff out of my closet, my mom's closet, and my friend's suitcase because she's visiting from Arizona. All right. On this day, I took my friend from Arizona to the Olympic Game Farm. It's a really cool place. If you live in the Washington area, you should definitely check it out. It's a place where there's tons of free-roaming animals, and you drive your car through and you get to feed them bread. And it is so awesome, and I love the elk. The elk are so beautiful, and every time I go there, I just fall in love with them. They're such cool animals, so I want to draw an elk. Alright, on this day I went to work, and for those of you that don't know, I work for Fish and Wildlife, and I go out on the rivers every day. And this day I saw a river otter for the first time in the wild, and he kind of just, all I saw of him was he popped his head out of the water and then went back under and swam away. But it left such like a mysterious impression in my mind, and I wanted to draw an otter in a way that people don't usually draw otters, because I feel like people just want to make them look like cute because they're really cute, but I kind of wanted to try to make them look mysterious and a little spooky. So there's an otter in the water. This day I just wanted to draw a crow, so I drew Jeremy from the Secret of Nim film. I grew up watching this, and me and my grandma just loved Jeremy, and like we'd always watch it, and we'd always like say his lines, and he's just a good character, and I love the style of Don Bluth, so I kind of try to mix my style with his style a little bit for this one. I'm really happy with how this came out. Yeah. These are some Canadian Eskimo dogs that I wanted to draw. They're one of my favorite dog breeds. I've been reading a lot of books about them recently, and I wanted to draw them. Here's a little thing. I just wanted to draw something like fantasy-like, so I drew this elf huntress with her 2 hunting hounds. This hat is based off a hat I have. I wanted to draw some Chinook salmon because that's what I had been seeing at work a lot. They have these really cool spots everywhere, so I kind of wanted to incorporate the spots into a design. This was another day on the river. We got really close to this deer and she was just standing in the water, so I kind of drew my impression of that with some design work behind her, and did some wet into wet inking on the bottom there to look like her reflection. And this is one of my characters, Ro, that I plan on making a comic about soon. He is a made-up species that is a combination of a goat, a caribou, and a dog. And I saw this meadow at work and I really liked it, and I kind of pictured him standing in the middle of it, so I drew it and put him in there. I'm pretty happy with that one. Okay, this was a day that we had a really bad storm, so I kind of felt like drawing something wearing like lots of sweaters and stuff. So this is Oswald, one of my other comic characters. This was a day that I was feeling a little moody. I want to draw something kind of self-expressive, so I drew this. You'll probably recognize the face from the cover. I like the idea of mixing kind of animals and humans a lot, as you probably have noticed. And I'm really happy with how this came out. Alright, this is my dog Kenny. I wanted to draw him looking kind of mysterious and such, so I did that. I've been, for a lot of the white lines you see in here, like there, the steam coming out of the coffee, and just a lot of it, I used jelly roll pens, the white one, and I'm really liking them. I just started experimenting with those. And I did those for the stars here too. So this is the next drawing, and it's a guy just diving for rocks in the middle of the night. I love the idea of swimming at night, and I love the way that the water reflects the sky at night and makes you feel like you're swimming in the sky. But yeah, I wanted to draw just this guy looking for rocks, and the mountain behind it is supposed to be White Horse Mountain. It's in the North Cascades, and I see it a lot, but it's really cool. Okay, this is a Albatros dragon griffin creature. I really love albatrosses. This is another more expressive drawing that I did. I was feeling kind of poopy this day. At work, we worked our butts off trimming blackberries in this river, and I was so tired and I was like irritated, so I wanted to draw something like calming, but like there's still something aggressive going on, and that's these blackberry vines everywhere. This is the Himalayan blackberry, which is invasive in this part of the world, and they're a really big problem because they cut out a lot of habitat from other plants that are really important for other animals. Here's a drawing of an eider duck. It's a common eider. I was just not knowing what to draw that day, so I drew a duck. I'm not too happy with it, but whatever. This is a drawing that is one of my comic characters, Dusty, and she's holding 3 ravens here. This is all done in the jelly roll pen on top of a wash of ink, so that was really fun to do. I actually sold this to another artist, which I'm really happy about. Alright, this is a drawing I did while I was camping. I took my dogs to a dog mushing race over in Cle Elum, Washington, and I drew a little diagram of how I packed my car, because I don't have the biggest car and I had to fit all this, my bike, my dogs, and all my camping stuff in it, and myself. Here are some dogs and fire. I like drawing dogs with fire a lot. I feel like their symbolisms can be similar in the fact that they're highly influenced by people, but in of themselves very wild. Something like that, I guess. Also, I love playing with flow and energy. This is my dog Chell. This goes with the one before of Kenny, so I just drew them in similar poses. I wanted to make them look really wise because that's how I see them. I see them kind of as my teachers. So I wanted to kind of make them look less cute and more, you know, grand and mysterious. Here's a chum salmon. Chum salmon are one of my favorite animals to paint because they have these crazy wacky designs all over down their body. And they're beautiful fish. I love them. Here is a Mongolian woman holding a golden eagle. I am very, very interested in the culture of Mongolia, and I hope to go there one day. But I also love falconry, and I've read a lot of books about falconry, and I just kind of felt like drawing something powerful, so I want to draw this two-headed eagle on this woman's arm. And yeah, this was really fun. I like how it came out. I want to play with negative space too. Yeah. Alright, this is a reindeer. I love reindeer. I think they're just gorgeous animals. So I drew this guy. I based it off several photos. The markings are based on one photo of this reindeer that had these gorgeous markings. Then the pose is based on another photo, and then the antlers are based on another photo. This is a woman with some coho salmon. They're just such gorgeous, like, ancient beings, and being around them makes me think a lot about animals and the environment, and these animals especially tie a lot of pieces of our ecosystem together in the fact that they move from the forest through the rivers out into the ocean. They will go all the way up to Alaska and then come back to the same river, and I don't know, they're just such powerful animals. I love to draw them and think about them a lot. This is a European starling that we saw in Vancouver. I went on a trip with some friends up there. We were at Granville Island, and this starling let us get super close to him, so I got some really good pictures. So that's what I based this drawing on. And yeah, starlings are really pretty birds. Even though they're invasive, they're beautiful, and they have amazing singing voices. So I drew him. And I drew a crown over him because one of my professors used to call them the king of birds. And then I drew some fire over his head too because my friend took a Snapchat of him and put the little fire emoji above his head. I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool little emblem. I don't know, so I just threw it up there. Okay, so this is a drawing of a raven with an ulu perched on top of a polar bear skull. This was a fun painting. I was inspired by a native artist that I saw her work up in Vancouver at a gift shop, and I was just really inspired by it. I'll try to find her art and post a link to it here, and maybe I'll find a picture of the painting that I was inspired of. Alright, this is my last Inktober drawing. It is a dragon. I'm really happy with how his head turned out, and this is supposed to be me sitting on top, because who doesn't want to imagine themselves sitting on top of a dragon? I had a lot of fun playing with different techniques for this one. Some wet into wet ink blending there. I used some splatter effects right there. I used my Jelly Roll pen for some of the little scale details. And that's the end. I have a little bio here at the last page, and there's my logo on the back. And that's it. So thank you guys for joining me on this little drawing tour of my Inktober book. Check it out in my Etsy shop. Coming up here, I am planning on doing a new drawing challenge that I'm gonna call Beastuary. And in January, I'm going to try to design a different beast every day of the month. So I will have 30 more drawings coming your way, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm going to do them all digitally. Make sure to follow me if you want to see more art. I'm Black Seafoam on Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the whole shebang, YouTube. Keep drawing, everybody, and have an awesome day.